See, 1 minute we were like, oh man, and Joaquin and Ovidio gonna do their deal together. What's happening? What's the hold up? And then that same episode, I think it was Shannon said, man, that motherfucker made a deal. I said, what? Man, they don't care about they just, if you snitch, then you could come here undocumented. Don't worry about it. His family's going into witness protection. I think their deal is gonna end up joint one way or the other. Well, all the Chapitos, all I know is Ovidio's already done. He's on his way. It's crazy, boy. That is crazy. The whole Chapo family is living in America. Mexican cartel leader Ovidio Guzmán set to reach plea deal on U.S. rug charges. Nobody's untouchable. I don't care how many culiacanazos you can do. What was the culiacanazo worth? What was all those lives worth? All those bullets worth nothing. Wasn't worth nothing. For what? These fools still in jail. And then what was all of that hunting them down and all that American money spent to get them? Nothing, because they make a deal with them. Those dudes are in and out and their families protected. Mexico City, May 6, Reuters. Mexican cartel capo Ovidio Guzmán is set to reach a plea deal over rug trafficking charges he faced in the Northern District of Illinois. U.S. court records showed on Tuesday. Ovidio, son of the convicted Mexican rug chief Joaquin El Chapo Guzmán, was considered one of the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel until he was captured and extradited to the U.S. in 2023. According to U.S. authorities, Ovidio and his brothers, known collectively as Los Chapitos, ran an extensive rug trafficking operation and allegedly reaped hundreds of millions of dollars in profits by flooding the United States with Fetty Wap. Synthetic opioids, predominantly Fetty Wap, unalived around 50,000 people in the U.S. last year through overdoses. The court records did not give any details on the terms of the possible plea agreement. Ovidio originally pled not guilty to charges of Fetty Wap trafficking. He is now scheduled to attend an in-person change of plea hearing on July 9th, according to court records. Government shall provide the court with a courtesy copy of the plea agreement at least 3 days prior to the plea, the document showed. Responding to a request for comment, Ovidio's lawyers, Jeffrey Lichtman, which is the lawyer that Jay said is just the baddest, you know what I'm saying? Like, he cover everybody. People waive, they waive their conflict of interest over this guy. We have no completed agreement yet, but hope to in the future. Right? There it is. And now, he called and said, bring my mother, bring my father. Well, sorry, my father's already here. And bring my people over here. So let's get it. Family of El Chapo Guzmán is using witness protection as strategy to keep control of Sinaloa cartel, Mexican expert says. Oh, we're going to see about that. I find it very unlikely that all of Chapo's sons will turn themselves in to the authorities, said David Saucedo. Their survival as a family depends on continuing to have men, weapons, resources, and income streams. The recent entry of 17 family members of Joaquin El Chapo Guzmán into the United States, including his former wife, Griselda López, is part of a coordinated strategy that reflects a calculated decision with the Sinaloa cartel, according to Mexican national security analyst David Saucedo. In an interview with Luis Chaparro, the journalist who first revealed the family's entry into the U.S., Saucedo argued that the move is not a surrender, but a division of roles designed to maintain operational control while gaining protection and legal advantages. Are you being used, Merca? Huh? Are they treading on you, Merca? Sounds like a big super bullshit, boy. Everybody's losing. They're using you, dog. Saucedo went on to claim that the Guzmán family appears to have made what he called a corporate decision. One faction, including Ovidio Guzmán López, is cooperating with the U.S. Department of Justice and entering witness protection, while another, led by Iván Archibaldo and Jesus Alfredo Guzmán, remains in Mexico continuing cartel operations. This family of Chapo Guzmán took a decision. Part of the family goes into the DEA's witness protection program, and the other part continues the business. Witness protection. Snitchness protection, right? For all you pickers and choosers, all your favorite people are snitching. And then to all you people that come over here and be like, oh, el cartel de los sapos. All of them are el cartel de los sapos. All of them. It's looking to me like America. The family of Chapo Guzman took a decision. Part of the family goes into the DEA's witness protection program, and the other part continues the business. This reminds me of the meeting with the sons. The meeting that Mayo, Chapo, all the big boys had with their sons, and said, hey, man, when you want this, when this is over, you're going to have to, we need y'all to talk. So you're going to have to go talk, or you have my permission to talk, or you should talk. They encourage them to talk. And all y'all do is pick and choose who you want to call a snitch. F*** out of my face. Ovidio Guzmán, extradited to the U.S. in September 2023, is expected to plead guilty to drug trafficking and money laundering charges on a July 9th hearing. His cooperation reportedly included a condition: the safe relocation of his relatives. Mexico's Secretary of Security Omar Garcia Harfuch confirmed the move, calling it part of an agreement stemming from Ovidio's legal negotiations. What could he give them that get them to bring their whole family over here? And, because everybody's popped. It's over. The jig is up. It's a wrap. Huh? Omar Harfuch confirmed the move, calling it part of an agreement stemming from Ovidio's legal negotiations. According to Salcedo, it's unlikely that Ovidio's brothers, still in hiding, will follow suit. I don't know. I don't see that happen. But quite possible. I find it very unlikely that all of Chapo's sons will turn themselves into the authorities. Their survival as a family, even their physical safety, depends on continuing to have men, weapons, resources, and income streams. The analyst compared the Guzman family's approach to that of the Zambada family, which successfully split cooperation and operations. That's exactly what they did. He warned, however, that while the U.S. benefits strategically from such cooperation, the consequences for Mexico include more Bartel infighting, corruption, and violence. The Sinaloa Bartel civil war needs funding, and that means more rugs, more arms, and more bribes, Salcedo continued. Listen, man, that's all this is, business. This is business. This is not war. This is not Bartel war. This is business. They had the meeting, I told you, just the same when I be talking with JP sometimes. JP be like, oh, the brother ratted out the girls and this and that. I said, for all we know, and I don't know, because I don't ask the twins' personal shit, when we talk about other shit. We basically pretty much keep it what we do here. JP be like, yo, the brother did this there. And I said, well, how do we not know it was a family decision? Just like it was a family decision for Vicentillo to talk, and it was a family decision for Miles' other kids to talk, and it's a family decision to get all of this taken care of over here with Ovidio and Joaquin. So it's like, come on, man. This is all business. And they're sticking it to the U.S., and we're harboring, what somebody said, we're harboring terrorists over here. They all end up in witness protection for at least a few years, but knowing how much the narco juniors love attention, who knows how long they'll actually stay low-key. Them boys is raised to be spoiled. Them boys is raised to fly off the handle. They're raised to be able to do what they want. How long before they don't blow a gas station attendant's top off? Because they mad. Because they think this Mexico, huh? How long before a shorty in the hood don't smoke one of them for, road rage? Yeah, I think most likely due to lack of support. Many say that they were too harsh on the gente. They're a bunch of spoiled, sons of kingpins. So now that was Velez. Now we harboring terrorists. Make it make sense. It's the same as they care so much to hunt down the unaliver. The unaliver gives them some information. Unaliver gets 7 years. He's out of jail. What was the whole point of that? It sounds disingenuous. It sounds disingenuous for a person like Trompito, for instance, to say, oh, let's give the unaliving penalty to all rug dealers, but then, he's going to pardon one or two. The other administration has pardoned one or two. Everybody's pardoned somebody that done some dope shit. So what are we talking about here? I just saw the mention of WISEC in this latest update. It has to be WISEC because the U.S. ain't going to let them in here otherwise. They weren't just gonna give them no green card, no none of that shit. It's crazy, bro. We live in strange times, all right? Point is, the mob, the cartel doesn't forget. They used to not forget, though. Shannon? That's what I mean. We live in a strange time, a new day. Things ain't the same for gangsters. It's just different. It used to be like that. Mob, cartel, don't forget. The cartel can barely hold its own ass up right now. The cartel is trying to keep business as usual while in all kind of wars. While the government is hunting their ass down, while they're making deals, while the family's splitting apart at barbecues to have conversations about who's going to talk next. So it's a different time, Shannon. I used to feel that way too. And don't get it twisted. There's a percentage that get their guy. But, shout out Velez. They definitely piping the U.S. government. They giving them the people. Lichtman is a beast, but all he's doing now is negotiating pleas. There's not much else you could do. He's not going to get nobody, Your Honor, this is a miscarriage of justice. How? Lichtman don't even got to be an attorney or a lawyer no more. He's just, he's just making deals. He's a businessman at this point. There's not much else you could do. Everyone big who goes to trial ends up with life. Has he ever gotten a major cartel figure off? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's all he's doing is making deals. I'm not saying he's getting nobody off. Who he going to get off? How you going to get him off? You got to be quicker than that. Not sure why they're Los Chapitos, the Maitos snitch before everyone. My sons and brothers. It just be like that. I think the only one who held it down was Menchito, who took life to free his mom. I could care less about any of them. Every single cartel snitches one way or another have the government fighting their wars. Facts. I bet the government is going to get them here and then force them to give up everybody that's left or get sent back. Nah. They just leave them there. Tell us or we leave your ass there. They probably don't want that information. Probably wasn't in the deal. We'll see. Strange times. Yeah, things are different, man. You know? That when we were growing up, it was bad news. You wasn't around if you was on papers, and people knew about it. And then, we lived the life where we saw Alpo putting pressure on motherfuckers. Nobody went and took him for any of the things he did. Some other shit. So how much shows how much of a nutbag Mechito is. His mom's selfish as fuck. She's the boss, right? But yeah, times have changed, man. Shit's different. Again, these guys are fighting for their own situation right now. They're fighting they're trying to figure out who they can snitch on. So the next generation is going to forget about all of that, move on with the Bartel business, get back to work to getting that money. Right? Family members of Rug Lord El Chapo enter U.S., Mexican officials say. Several family members of the infamous Rug Lord, Several family members of the infamous Rug Lord El Chapo have entered the United States as part of negotiations over one of his son's trafficking charges. Mexico Security Secretary said. Ovidio Guzmán López, son of former Sinaloa Bartel leader Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, was considered one of the leaders of the Bartel and was extradited to the United States in 2023 to face federal charges that he and his brothers, known as Los Chapitos, made hundreds of millions of dollars by flooding the country with FediWap. It's evident that his family is going to the United States because of the negotiation or opportunity the Justice Department has given him. Omar Harfouk, Mexico Secretary of Security and Civilian Safety, told Mexican radio network Radio Formula when asked about reports that 17 family members had left Mexico. He said the family members who entered the United States were not wanted by Mexican authorities. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo told reporters she was caught off guard by the news. Sure she was. And has asked the prosecutor's office to ask the U.S. Department of Justice for more information. Ella se está haciendo. I think she's faking. I'm with Zoraida on this one. I think she know everything. I think nothing goes down that she don't know about. Court records show Guzmán López, also known as El Ratón, is set to appear in federal court in July to enter a change of plea. He previously pleaded not guilty. Records do not include details about a possible plea agreement. Pretty much it, man. 17 family members are here. That's it. That's the story. The story is, be the worst. Worst of the worst. The real worst of the worst. You won't end up in a seaside prison. You won't end up deported. Shit. We'll bring your family in. We'll bring them in and give them a new life. Huh? Stop. But if you're a lady that's been in this country 10, 15 years, raising a family, going to work every day, paying taxes, huh? You get sent to a seaside prison or you get deported. But, not if you're the worst of the worst. If you're the worst of the worst, you get to cut a deal. She was caught off guard. Not. Considering the Mayo snatching had to be planned in advance, you don't think the Chapitos made sure to have cash and cell phones buried in every state since they don't know where they might end up? They got something planned. They got their own satellite tracking shit. Say hello to the bad guys. Family. Because they're going to be living next door to you now. Why? Because who cares? The destruction, the terror that these men have created. Who cares? Huh? Who cares? Couple 2-3 court cases that you talk in and everybody's happy.